It's Monday, February the 6th, 2017, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, grinding of canes in this year's sugar harvest will start on Wednesday. But according to General Manager of the Barbados Agricultural Management Company, Leslie Paris, Portville, the only factory in operation, will begin receiving canes today. Paris said the factory has to build up its inventory first before grinding starts. This year's crop is projected to yield about 12,000 tons of sugar, more than double last year's output. Organizers of the popular Girlfriends Expo are again recording another successful staging of the event, which came off over the weekend at the Concord Experience. Organizer Kim Tara Clark said the event, now in its 8th year, was very well attended and she was overwhelmed by the response.
I must say that our theme this year seemed to be a big hit with everyone. Everybody absolutely loved the Italian theme. Of course, it's showcased in our food, even some of our entertainment tonight. You might get a little bit of opera in there as well. And our exhibitors as well took on the theme, a good couple of them, and actually portrayed it in their booths. The expo has expanded over the past 8 years. This year we have approximately 110 exhibitors, which is an increase as well. So it's showing, that there is still growth going on.
Businessman and Pan-Africanist Mohamed Nasser says Barbadians must match their academic knowledge of history with commercial action of supporting their own businesses. Nasser's call to support local businesses came while he spoke at a presentation on Black history at the headquarters of the Clement Payne movement over the weekend.
Reading all these books about your past is fantastic. Hearing about Bassa and all these people are fantastic. Who talked to you about your future? Nobody. Nobody will tell you that because you don't spend your money amongst yourselves and support each other that you poor and begging. Nobody don't tell you that. Nobody don't tell you that because you go to university and get an educational degree that you're no more intelligent than nobody else. You only went to university and had the ability to acquire the degree. But how you come out here and use it after is what made the decision of who you are.
In sport, Barbados pulled off a 2-wicket win over Guyana in a low-scoring match at the 3Ws Oval to seal a semi-final spot in the Regional Super 50. Chasing 187, Barbados' Kevin Stout, who made 51, and Shai Hope, who made 63, consolidated their chase in a 70-run second-wicket stand, but Raymond Reefer's 4 wickets kept Guyana in the hunt. Barbados collapsed from 119 for 2 to 180 for 8 and went into the last over needing 6 runs before Carlos Brathwaite, who made 11 not out, and Jamal Warrington, 2 not out, helped them cross the target with 3 balls to spare. In more sports news, Alastair Cook has resigned as England's Test captain after a record 59 matches in charge. The 32-year-old Essex batsman took the role in August 2012 and led his country to Ashes victories in 2013 and 2015. However, during last year's 4-0 Test series defeat in India, he admitted to having questions over his role.
Cook's done it again. This extraordinarily resilient man.
Very special moment for the England captain indeed. A terrific effort from Alastair Cook.
Dedication and concentration and technique.
In an age of the fast and immediate, Alastair Cook is the finest of throwbacks. A man seemingly plucked from cricket's past when batting's primary skill was focus, not force. It's brought him more test runs than any other Englishman, now more than 10,000 of them. His boss, England's director of cricket, used to watch him from the other end of the wicket.
In this situation, the stats definitely don't lie. It is a phenomenal achievement by a phenomenal cricketer who will always go down as one of England's greats. Who is the greatest? That's always the debate people have, but he'll certainly be one of them.
When you pass 10,000 above you, there are only stars. Sachin Tendulkar remains the brightest. Ricky Ponting finished with more than 13,000 runs. Brian Lara a little over 1,000 behind him. But of the 11 other men to have passed the milestone, none were as young as Cook is now. He appears less than his 31 years. There's still something of the choir boy he once was. But through his time with Essex, then England, he developed a reputation as a fierce competitor.
He works out bowlers and grinds them down until he gets on top of them, and that is something that, you know, not many people have, a characteristic that not many people have, and I think mentally he's one of the toughest people that I've ever played with.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only 225, 220. Who? For what? That's Bear Still News. I don't read about that on Barbados today since last night. That can't only can't do. 220. Who?
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In regional news now, sickened and frustrated about the rising crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago, a group of young people is taking a stand against violence, saying enough is enough. Yesterday, members of the Youth Empowerment Society, better known as the Yes Movement, garnered support from the Port of Spain City Corporation, the Fraud Squad, and entertainers as well as others. They led a rally against crime.
While many people were at home enjoying the rest and relaxation Sunday brings along with it, these young people were battling the midday heat at Woodford Square, all in the hopes of making TNT a safer and better place. Inspirational speaker Pez Robinson says the current reality is too frightening, questioning whether it's made worse by a desensitized nation. He's calling on society to take a no-tolerance approach to crime, saying non-governmental organizations need to step up to the plate. Furthermore, he feels the government's resources are misplaced.
Do we perhaps need to drastically reduce our expenditure on national security and increase budgetary allocations for community development? I ask this because it is the NGOs who can take these opportunities that the quote-unquote lazy youths are unwilling to take for themselves.
President of the Yes Movement, Soraya Rampasad, says legislation is in place to treat with crime and the government is working. She believes the problem is a lack of cooperation from the public in adhering to basic laws, perpetuating crime by fostering a breeding ground for criminals.
This is what they want, for us to fight amongst ourselves and incite a lack of faith in the law of the land. I hear my people demanding better, but I seldom hear my people coming forth with proactive solutions.
To the big story on the global front, President Donald Trump's temporary immigration ban is today facing the first of several crucial legal hurdles that could determine whether he can push through the most controversial and far-reaching policy of his first 2 weeks in office. The government has a deadline to justify the executive order temporarily barring entry of people from 7 mostly Muslim countries and the entry of refugees after a federal judge in Seattle blocked it with a temporary restraining order on Friday. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has asked for both sides to file legal briefs before the court makes its final decision. The government has until 6 this evening to submit its briefs.
We have seen a flurry of activity in just a few short hours. After midnight on the East Coast time on Sunday, the Justice Department filed an appeal with the Ninth Circuit, essentially asking for them to press pause on the sweeping decision that turned everything upside down on Friday in Seattle. That was the decision that halted the enforcement of President Donald Trump's travel ban. So the government filed an appeal with the Ninth Circuit saying, let's take a step back, and in a strongly worded filing last night, said that the travel ban, quote, harms the public and second guesses the president's national security interests. In just a few short hours after that filing, the Ninth Circuit quickly ruled that the government's emergency motion for right now has been denied. The immediate emergency motion has been denied. But the the court is asking for further briefing from the other side. So there will be more to come very soon.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.tbb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media and Bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.